You're boarding a long flight. Your knees are already complaining. Your carry-on feels heavier than it did this morning. And the guy in 29A has already claimed both armrests like he paid extra for them. Welcome to economy class, where every inch of space feels earned and comfort is rationed like it's the 1950s. But here's the part most people miss, especially if you're over 60. It doesn't have to be this hard. Airlines actually offer a whole list of free services and small perks designed to make flying safer and easier for senior travelers. The catch? Most of them won't say a word about it unless you ask. So in this video, we're breaking down exactly what you can request before, during, and after your flight to make the entire experience smoother, calmer, and yes, a whole lot more comfortable. No special membership, no extra fees, just the right question at the right time. Most passengers don't know these perks exist. After today, you won't be one of them. Let's start with the kind of help that can save you from hustling across the airport with 20 minutes left before your next gate closes. If navigating an airport feels more like running an obstacle course, there's one thing you should know right now. You don't have to do it alone. Whether it's a tight layover or just a long walk through an unfamiliar terminal, every major airline and airport offers complimentary mobility assistance. That includes everything from wheelchair service to gate-to-gate escorts to electric carts that quietly zip you through the crowds. And here's the part a lot of people get wrong. You don't have to use a wheelchair every day to qualify. You just need to say you need help walking long distances or dealing with airport stress. That's it. No forms, no doctor's note. Just a heads up. Ideally, 48 hours before your flight. Didn't request it in time? You can still ask at check-in or speak to the gate agent when you land. They'll get someone to meet you at the plane door and guide you from there. And when you do use these services, the help doesn't stop at the gate. They'll get your bags, assist you through security, and even help at baggage claim when you land. It's not about giving up independence. It's about conserving energy for the parts of the trip that actually matter. Oh, and one more thing. The people who provide wheelchair assistance, they're usually contractors, not airline staff, and they rely heavily on tips. So if someone's made your journey easier, a small thank you goes a long way. Let's be honest, some of those overhead bins feel like they were designed for basketball players. You look up, your carry-on in hand, and suddenly lifting it feels like an Olympic event. If you've got a stiff shoulder, a sore back, or simply don't want to risk pulling something before takeoff, don't. Flight attendants are trained to help, and many of them are more than happy to assist senior passengers. The key? Speak up before the aisle fills. If you wait until the aisle is packed and everyone's breathing down your neck, it puts pressure on the crew to move fast. And that's when they're most likely to say, "You'll have to check it," or "We're out of space." Ask early. Your bag gets magically lighter. But if you board and flag someone down right away, before the crowd builds up, they'll usually help you lift, stow, or even find space for your bag. No questions asked. And if it's a smaller bag you're planning to store under the seat, speak up if you need help bending down. It's not about age, it's about knowing your limits and protecting your body. Because let's face it, you made it through security, you got to your seat, and now you deserve to settle in without straining a muscle just to find a place for your sweater. You're finally seated. The plane takes off, the lights dim, and just when you're ready to relax, the cabin chill creeps in. You reach for your sweater, but it's in the overhead bin. Your neck's starting to tighten. Your knees are cold, and that nap you were planning? Not happening. Here's the thing. Most flights, especially longer ones, carry extra blankets and pillows. They're just not handed out automatically anymore. So unless you speak up, you'll probably miss out. Better to ask early than spend the next 4 hours cold and regretting it. Even on shorter domestic flights, there's often a small stash tucked away, leftovers from first class, or just a few extras the crew keeps in the galley. If you speak up early, you have a much better shot at getting one before they're all gone. A soft blanket over your lap, a small pillow behind your back. It might not seem like much, but it can mean the difference between a restless flight and real rest. Your comfort kit is on board, it just doesn't come uninvited. And don't be shy about using the pillow as lumbar support or rolling up the blanket for your feet. These little tricks go a long way in economy, especially if the seat isn't exactly ergonomic. You're not asking for luxury, you're asking to be comfortable. And if the airline has it, you have every right to request it. The drink cart rolls by. You smile. You take your tiny plastic cup of water, maybe 3 sips worth, and 5 minutes later, you're dry again. Lips cracked, throat scratchy, and you've still got 4 hours to go. What most travelers don't realize, especially seniors who take daily medications, is that dehydration happens fast at 35,000 feet. The air in the cabin is drier than most deserts, and the older we get, the harder it is for the body to bounce back from that kind of dryness. At 35,000 feet, hydration isn't a luxury, it's survival. The fix? Ask for more water. Seriously, just ask. Flight attendants are used to it. Whether you flag them down or walk back to the galley when the aisle's clear, they'll usually refill your cup or hand you an entire bottle, no questions asked. And if you need it for medication, say so. They'll prioritize you. Same goes for snacks. If your blood sugar drops, you're feeling lightheaded, or you just need something to go with your pill, ask. Most flights carry extra crackers, juice, even a piece of fruit tucked in the cart for special requests. It's not advertised, but it's there. And if you're cold, don't hesitate to ask for something warm. Most flights have tea bags, hot water, and sometimes even broth. A warm cup, tea, soup, or just plain hot water can do wonders when the cabin feels like a fridge. The truth is, the crew wants you to feel okay. They'd rather help now than deal with a passenger who's dizzy, faint, or shivering halfway through the flight. So whether it's water, a warm drink, or a little something to snack on, don't wait until you feel off. Say something early. Your body will thank you when you land. You pick that aisle seat to stretch your legs, not to stretch your blood pressure. But if you're watching your sodium, managing diabetes, avoiding gluten, or following a specific diet for health reasons, that standard chicken or pasta tray just won't cut it. Good news? Most airlines offer special meals tailored to health and dietary needs, and they're completely free. You just have to know how and when to ask. Low sodium, diabetic friendly, vegetarian, gluten-free, kosher, halal, you name it, they likely have it. Wait until you're on board, and it's game over for special meals. But here's the key. You can't request it once you're already on the plane. Those meals are loaded and sealed in advance. So if you need one, you have to select it during booking or by calling the airline at least 24 to 48 hours before departure. Now, if you forget, don't give up. Sometimes the crew has an extra or two tucked away, especially if someone no-shows or swaps seats. Just ask kindly, explain your dietary need, and they might be able to make it work. That said, always pack a backup, a small snack you trust, a protein bar, apple slices, crackers you know your stomach likes. Because even when things go right, airplane meals can be delayed, cold, or missing something important. The goal here isn't gourmet. It's to feel steady and safe while flying. And when your meal actually supports your health instead of working against it, that's a big win at 35,000 feet. You're not the only one wondering, can I fly with this? Whether it's oxygen, a CPAP machine, or a chronic health condition, flying can feel overwhelming, especially when you don't know what kind of support is available. The truth is, airlines are more prepared than most people think, but they need a heads up. Let's say you travel with a portable oxygen concentrator. You're allowed to bring it on board, but you can't just show up with it. You'll need to notify the airline, usually 48 hours in advance, so they can review and approve the device. Most will also ask your doctor to fill out a quick form. Once that's submitted, you're typically cleared to fly with no issues. Now, to be clear, airlines don't provide oxygen tanks during the flight. If you need it, you bring it. And you plan ahead. But medical support goes beyond oxygen. Using a CPAP machine? Let them know. Taking meds that need refrigeration? Mention it. Need help moving to the bathroom mid-flight? That's part of their job too. The crew is trained for this, they just need to know what to expect. You can also discreetly ask for a medical kit if you start feeling unwell mid-flight. No dramatic scene required, just press the call button and quietly explain what you need. It's not about being fragile, it's about being proactive. And when you speak up before the flight even starts, you give the crew a chance to support you calmly, efficiently, and without surprises, because air travel should feel manageable, even with a medical condition. And when the airline knows how to help, it absolutely can be. A bad seat isn't just uncomfortable, it's 6 hours of regret. And when you're over 60, the wrong one can make the whole flight harder than it needs to be. Need to stand often? Skip the middle. Want to avoid walking far? Ask for a seat near the front or close to the restroom. Traveling with someone who's helping you, you can request to sit together without paying extra. Here's what most people don't realize. Airlines often waive seat fees for older travelers, especially if you call in or mention you need a bit of assistance getting around. And the secret is in how you ask. Say, "I'd feel more comfortable in an aisle seat near the front," or "We need to sit together. My daughter's helping me during the flight." That's usually all it takes. Even at the gate, if your assigned seat doesn't work for you, speak up. Agents can often switch you to something better. No charge, no fuss. Sometimes the best upgrade isn't first class, it's just the right aisle. It's not about upgrades, it's about comfort, safety, and knowing you're allowed to ask for what helps you travel better. No, you don't need to be a frequent flyer or carry a platinum card to land a better seat. Sometimes, all it takes is the right moment and the right tone. Turns out, the best upgrade tool isn't status, it's a little honesty and a sore back. Here's how it works. If the flight isn't full and there are seats open in premium economy or business class, gate agents may offer upgrades to those who ask nicely, especially seniors with health-related concerns. You don't demand, you don't hint at status, you simply say something like, "Hi, I have a bit of trouble sitting for long periods. If there's any extra space with more legroom, I'd really appreciate it." That's it, polite, honest, no pressure. It won't always work. Sometimes the flight's full, sometimes the seats are sold. But when it does work, it's the kind of small win that makes the whole journey easier. Just remember, kindness goes further than you think, especially at the gate. Boarding doesn't have to feel like a stampede. If you need extra time to find your seat, lift your bag, or just prefer not to be rushed, you don't have to wait for your boarding group to be called. Most airlines offer early boarding for seniors, even if they don't always announce it. The key is to ask. Walk up to the gate agent and say something like, "Would it be okay if I board early? I just need a little more time to get settled." Or, "Do you offer early boarding for older passengers?" 9 times out of 10, the answer is yes. No special membership, no explanation, no drama. And that early access? It gives you time to walk at your pace, get assistance with your bag if needed, and settle in while the cabin is still calm. You're not holding up the line. You're simply removing the pressure. The same goes for when the plane lands. Instead of joining the crowd rushing to the aisle, you can ask the crew for help deplaning. They'll either walk you off personally or arrange for ground staff to meet you at the door. Getting on early means getting ahead before the elbows start flying. And if your joints are stiff after a long flight, that extra support can mean the difference between a smooth arrival and a wobbly one. Just remember, these aren't favors. These are built-in options most travelers never use, simply because they didn't know they could. So next time you fly, skip the rush. Request early boarding if you need it. Let the crew know if you'd prefer help getting off. You'll start and end your flight feeling like you had room to breathe, because you did. Flying as a senior shouldn't feel like a test of endurance, and it definitely shouldn't feel like you're being left behind. Every tip in this video comes down to one thing. You don't have to stay silent. Speak up for the seat that works for you. Take the help that's offered. Accept the comfort you've earned. Travel isn't just for the young, it's for the wise, for the people who know how to do it better. And if one of these tips makes your next flight smoother, safer, or just a little more peaceful, then it was worth it. So if you found this video helpful, give it a like, share it with a parent, a friend, or someone who's putting off that next trip because flying feels too hard now. And if you've got your own travel trick, drop it in the comments. We'd love to hear it. Don't forget to subscribe for more smart, no-stress travel tips. Until then, stay curious, stay confident, and we'll see you in the skies.